No sooner had we stepped out of the garden that I saw the three people I'd watched leave through the green door sometime earlier. Oh! What are you guys doing here?
そりゃこっちのセリフだ。お前らこそどうしてこんなところにいるんだよ。
シグマ、さっきのマップを。
Map? Oh, right. I dug the map out of my pocket and spread it out in front of us.
確かシグマ、アリス、ルナの3人は青の扉の先へと進んだのじゃったな。
Yeah.
入った部屋はどこじゃ？
This fan-shaped one. It's called the botanical or bee garden. We never got a confirmation that bee is botanical. I kind of made that assumption, but maybe later they're gonna be like, no, I had you fooled this whole time. It's actually beautiful.
ビオトープ？
It's this big dome with a bunch of plants in it. Look, you can go see it yourself later, alright?
それで天明寺さんたちは？
おう、わしらは緑の扉からここ治療室に。
And then we met up. Right here.
ところで治療室って何？医務室とは違うの？
見てみるか？
Oh, you know what's also weird? Quark is completely okay so far. Holy crap, it was that old lady.
一度通り抜けた部屋なら自由に出入りすることが可能なはずだから。
Well, actually, we don't even know if Quark is okay. We'll have to see him first.
ほらな。
Sure, let's have a look. After a few moments of brisk walking, we found ourselves in the treatment center. Oh, they've booted up one of them too, so they must have found out about the cold sleep thing. Hey, how come they don't have the laser on the wall? You know, when you finish the room, that's how it's supposed to look, right? What are those?
治療用のポッドらしい。この中に入ってシステムを起動させれば、ある程度の病気や怪我なら治すことができるみたいだ。
Technology of the future. Whoa, that's nuts.
だったらディオもこの中に入ったらどう？
なんでだよ。
Cause you're sick.
あなたの頭イカれてるみたいだから。
てめえ、喧嘩売ってんのかこら！
まあまあ、そう熱くなるなディオ。それこそこのポッドのお世話にならなければならなくなるぞい。
Yeah, get off my lawn.
あ？どういう意味だよ。
さっき調べた時に教えたじゃろう。このポッドにはコールドスリープの機能もついておる。じゃからこの中に入って頭を冷やせば。
Wait, did you say cold sleep? That's where they freeze you, right? And then you can stay that way for a really long time?
そうじゃ。
Sounds like it came out of sci-fi.
記録によると、およそ8時間前までこのポッドでコールドスリープにかけられていた人間が3人いるようだ。
3人って誰よ？
私たち9人の中にその3人がいると？
There's only 6 people. Well, there's 6 people here right now. 3 who aren't here, so chances are somebody within the 6 have been in the pods.
詳しいことはわからない。ただ、ここにある3台のポッド、いずれにもそのデータが残されていて。
Luna's like, oh, somebody's been in the pods? Watch her be one of the people. How long were they here?
そうな。開始された時のデータがきれいさっぱりと消されておるんじゃよ。残されておったのは終了時のデータのみ。つい最近まで3人がこのポッドの中で眠っていたという記録だけなんじゃ。
Sounds like something that even Tenmyoji doesn't know about or doesn't want to share.
一体誰なのかしら、その3人って。
少なくともアリスは違うじゃろう。
What? Why not Alice?
アリスはコールドスリープするのにこんな装置なんぞ必要ないからじゃ。違うかね？
What?
は？何言ってるの？
とぼけなくてもよい。
Oh! It's Junpei thinking about the never melting ice crap, the Ice 9 stuff.
アリス、お前の体内の水分はアイス9で構成されておる。
Oh, I kind of forgot about this, but Tenmyoji has never met Alice before. But does he think, like the whole time when we were in 999, we saw a picture of the Egyptian lady and whatever, the mummy and stuff, but that was what he thought it looked like, right? It's not like he saw Alice and was like, oh my god, that's the lady I've been talking about the whole time. We never saw like a hard picture of that, have we? No, what am I talking about? Junpei was in that car when they saw Alice hitchhiking. So no, they must have met before. Huh.
アイスナインとは36度以下で凍ってしまう特殊な水のこと。したがって体温を36度以下に下げればコールドスリープなどという面倒なことをせずともお前は体をカチンコチンに凍らせることが。
You make her sound not human though.
なんでそんなことあなたが知ってるのよ。
It's true.
四つ葉から聞いてな。
Yeah. They translated it as where did you hear that, which doesn't really imply anything, but closer to what she actually said was how do you know that?
四つ葉から？
最初にラウンジを探索した時のことじゃ。
そう。
何がおかしい？
だって天明寺さん真に受けちゃってるみたいだったから。あなたは四つ葉にからかわれたのよ。もしも四つ葉が本当にそんなことを言ったんだとしたらね。つまり嘘、冗談ってこと。
Her mouth just opened. Yeah, you could play it off as a joke, and I would normally lean towards thinking that. Because it doesn't sound very probable, someone having water in their body that's a little bit different from everyone else. But at the same time, from the previous conversations in the infirmary, I got the impression that Alice can be quite manipulative and crafty with her words if she wants to be. So this could be her way of diffusing the suspicion and making you think it's a joke.
冗談？冗談なわけがあるか。お前の体の中には確かにアイスナインを主成分とした液体が。
それはただの誤解なのよ。誤解っていうか一つの噂話。都市伝説を元にしたバカバカしいほどの勘違いなんだけど。
Oh! With seemingly no other prompting, Alice launched into a lengthy explanation. Lovely. It went something like this. At some point in the past, someone found a frozen mummified Egyptian queen. What was curious about this mummy, however, was that it remained frozen at room temperature. People began to refer to her as all ice, which eventually became simply Alice. Rumors that her body was made of Ice 9 began to circulate, and her bizarre refusal to thaw only compounded them.
で、どういうわけか私がそのアリスなんじゃないかって疑われることになったのよ。凍りついたミイラが36度を超えて溶け出し、自由に動き回れるようになったんじゃないかって。それが私だって言うんだから。ほんと笑っちゃうわよね。
Are you telling me people come up to you and they're like, hey, your name is Alice and you dress like an Egyptian person. You must be the mummy Alice!
アリスの存在も常温では溶けない水のこともただの都市伝説に過ぎないのに。
You can't tell with Alice. I think of all the people here, she's probably one of the better liars, so cautiously on guard. But why would people make that mistake about you in particular?
名前がアリスだったからじゃねえよな。アリスなんて名前のやつは5万といるわけだし。
顔立ちや身なりからそう思われたのではないでしょうか。
確かに私の佇まいには気品が満ち溢れているものね。エジプトの王女様だと勘違いされたとしても不思議じゃないわ。でも理由はそれだけじゃないみたいなのよね。私のことをそんな風に誤解した人物はこんなこと言ってたの。見たことがあるって。もちろん私はすかさず問いただしたわ。あなたはミイラのアリスを見たっていうの？だとしたらそれはいつ？どこで？そしたらその人途端に口ごもっちゃって、なんだかその姿を見たらかわいそうに思えてきて。だから私こんな風に言ってあげたの。もしもあなたがそう思うのなら、もしかしたら私はそのアリスなのかもしれないわ。今はただその時の記憶を失ってしまってるだけでって。
You told that to one person and it spread all over the place? Enough that other people made you think you were that Alice? Not buying it.
それにしても四つ葉ったらどうしてそんなことを天明寺さんに話したりしたのかしら。
Yeah, of all people, Junpei would know already too.
からかうにしてもちょっと唐突な気がするんだけど。
ネタは何でもよかったんじゃねえか。きっと天明寺を試したんだよ。どんだけバカ正直に自分の話を信じ込むかってさ。
なるほど。あの子ならやりかねないわね。
So Tenmyoji and Tenmyoji and Clover have already spent extended time together here. I don't know if they've really built up a rapport yet though. He's not convinced.
さてと、無駄話はこれでおしまい。コールドスリープの件はもちろん気になるけど、今は先に進みましょう。もう一チーム。赤の扉を抜けた3人はもう倉庫に戻ってるかもしれないし。
We might be heading towards Alice's ending this route. I can feel it. At Alice's request, we made our way out of the treatment center. There's definitely more to Alice's story that we haven't seen yet. The other three are Quark, Clover, and Kate. This is...
倉庫みたいですね。
上の階の倉庫と同じような作りね。
おい、あそこ見てみろ。
扉が3枚あるな。
表面が白く輝いておるが、もしや。
These might be the next set of chromatic doors.
そのようだな。見ろ、他の CD と同じような装置が脇についてる。
つまり次の CD は白の扉ということですね。
今までとは違って全部同じ色なのね。
とにかくこのことを他の3人にも知らせてやらんと。
Right. Let's head back to floor A. Things have been going pretty well so far. Nobody's hurt, but we haven't heard from Clover, Kay, and Quark in a while now. If we see Quark, then we can confirm that he's not ill this time, which is really weird. And if he's okay, I'm gonna really attribute the whole Radical 6 thing to the old lady. And maybe he's the first one that got ill because he's young. And at that point, when everyone saw the body, they already were infected. But he's young, so his immune system is not quite there.
Ah, よかった。皆さん、やっと来ていただけましたね。お待ちしていたのですよ。
Did something happen?
ええ、クオーク君が。
Oh no.
クオークがどうしたんじゃ。
倒れたのです。
Okay, well, it's not the old lady then.
つい先ほど、部屋を探索していた時に。
なんじゃと？
とにかく、すぐに医務室に来てください。今は四つ葉さんが付き添って見ていますが、いつ容体が急変してもおかしくはありません。ですから。
Tenmyoji shoved Kei aside and leapt through the yellow door. The rest of us exchanged a few startled looks, then ran off after him.
Quark! おい、Quark! しっかりしろ!
Tenmyoji grabbed Quark's shoulders and began to shake him desperately. It was Clover who stopped him.
ちょっと何やってんのよ。クオークは病人なんだよ。安静にしておかないと悪化しちゃうかもしれないじゃん。
What if you get sick too?
ではどうすればいいんじゃ。どうすればクオークは助かる。
助かるってちょっと大げさすぎやしねえか。単に貧血を起こしてぶっ倒れただけかもしれねえだろ。
いや、そんなことはない。この子のことはわしが一番よく知っておる。この子が貧血を起こして倒れたことなど今までに一度も。
じゃあ救急車でも呼んだらどうだ。
貴様ふざけておるのか。
ここは医務室。一通り診療用の設備は整っているようだが、
肝心のお医者さんがいないとどうにもならないよね。
Oh, right. Well, we've got Luna.
ルナ？
ほう、そういえばディオが言っておったな。ルナは医療関係の国家資格を持っておると。
本当なのか、ルナ？
まあ一応。
では頼む。クオークを見てやってくれ。
はい、わかりました。あそこに置いてあるの多分小型の医療用スキャナーだと思うんです。正式名称はアダム。核磁気共鳴現象を利用した生体の自動診断解析装置で。
So that thing can tell us what's wrong with Quark?
はい、おそらく。
それでは早速だが始めてもらうことにしよう。頼んだぞ、ルナ。
了解です。
The whole process took only a few minutes. The machine scanned Quark's body, and within seconds, his results lit up the screen. Words too complicated for me to understand scrolled across it, and as she read them, Luna's face grew dark. She bit her lip and just stood there for a moment, looking down at Quark before she spoke.
わかりました。大変申し上げにくいのですが、クオーク君は、とあるウイルスに感染しているようです。
ウイルス？
No. Don't tell me.
ええ、ラジカル6と呼ばれるウイルスです。
Okay. Could we say from this that, well, the least of what we can say is that it wasn't the old lady. Can I say that everybody here has had Radical 6 from the beginning from this, though? Might be a little bit too far of a leap to say that. Right now, we still have no proof of whether these 9 people are the people who are infected and need to be treated, or they're the people who are the only hope left, and outside is the crappy place with all the Radical 6. And it seems like you could say something like, oh, well, if we know from the other routes that these people are already infected, then that must mean that these are the people who are being quarantined for Radical 6, right? And I think that's a logical conclusion to make too. But at the same time, it could also be something like, oh, initially they weren't infected, but some bad person, somebody bad, wants them to be infected, and now they are. And we're trying to escape this fate. So I don't think we can say anything too definite at this point. Although the Mars test mission points out that whether, for whatever reason we're being quarantined for, the Radical 6 does seem to break out from this place. Have you heard of this virus? Radical 6, I mean.
天明寺とアリスには俺から話した。
私とファイはルナから話を。
Dio and Luna were 2 of the first people to investigate the infirmary. They must have seen the newspaper clipping that Quark found. Had stayed behind on the AB game, and they'd all split up and gone into different rooms. It seemed like, one way or another, everyone had heard about Radical 6.
そんな、まさかクオークがあのウイルスに感染してしまったとは。
Yeah, so we know that Tenmyoji willingly, voluntarily brought Quark into this place. And he's shocked about him having Radical 6 right now, so I feel like he must have gotten the infection while he was in here, but before he came here, he was not infected. Something about the tone of his voice seemed strange. Why wasn't it possible? How could he have gone infected? He knows something. Is there... Maybe Quark is already supposed to have some sort of protection against it already. And maybe that's why Tenmyoji was willing to bring him here to begin with, because we know he loves Quark, but he brought him to this place, probably knowing that it could be dangerous. Had Tenmyoji known about Radical 6 before the rest of us?
教えてくれ。どうすればクオークは助かるんじゃ。
アダムの解析結果によると、ラジカル6に効き目のある抗ウイルス薬アクセラビルという薬を投与すれば治療できるようです。
So Tenmyoji doesn't think, he thinks it's not possible that Quark contracted Radical 6, but at the same time, he doesn't know how it can be cured. Huh. So that seems to rule out the thinking that Quark has some sort of protection against it to begin with.
そいつはどこにある？この医務室にはないのか？
俺たちが調べた時には見当たらなかったな。
お前の話は信用できん。わしはルナに聞いておるんじゃ。
すみません。確かにディオさんの言った通りです。この部屋に抗ウイルス薬のようなものはありませんでした。
では他の部屋はどうじゃ？シグマ、さっきお前たちが調べた部屋は？
No, nothing like medicine. I mean, it was just like a park. Lots of vegetation and stuff, but no medicine.
ケイ、お前たちは入った部屋に薬はなかったか？
私たちが訪れたのはバイオラボ。
お！
確かに薬品の類はたくさん保管されていましたが、抗ウイルス薬とおぼしきものはどこにも。
What? Excuse me? Excuse me? We visit the laboratory. Okay, I haven't forgotten that much yet. I'm pretty sure we had the Axelavir in the laboratory. What the hell? He went with Quark and Clover. He might have taken it in the confusion.
なんということじゃ。それではクオークは。
Look, just to be sure. The three of you went to the treatment center, right? And you're sure it wasn't there?
いいや。残念ながらそんなものはなかったよ。お前も見ただろ。治療室とは言っても、主に治療用のポットが置いてあるだけで。
Treatment pods. That's it! If we put Quark in one of those pods... For a moment, there was silence.
クオークくん。
お、クオーク！よかった。気がついたんじゃな。
近寄らないで。
何の真似じゃ、クオーク。
ごめんね、じいちゃん。僕にはどうしてもやらなきゃいけないことがあるんだ。
やらなきゃいけないこと？なんじゃそれは。
You know, what's really weird is that Tenmyoji seems to know about Radical 6 beforehand. So he should know about the symptoms of being suicidal, right? But he's like, what are you talking about, Quark? Which I feel like he shouldn't be if he knew the symptoms.
決まってるじゃないか。ここから脱出するんだよ。
どうやって？
こうやって。
Quark's hand moved like lightning. He grabbed hold of the scalpel and was driving it straight toward his heart. Stop!
くそ！離せ！
Pretty tough for a kid. Hey, guys! I could use a hand here.
Oh!
We've seen this, but it won't let me skip.
了解だ。
わかりました。
私も手伝おう。
やめろ！やめろって言ってんだろ！この野郎！
Tenmyoji! What the hell are you doing? Get over here! Tenmyoji! Can you even hear me?
ああ、わかった。
What's he thinking about?
なんで邪魔するんだよ！僕はここからこの肉体から脱出するんだ！魂になって肉体を捨てればこの建物からも出ることができる！だから
Dio's organization is the one releasing Radical 6 into this place, right? Or like into the whole world, because yeah, if you have Radical 6, you think that your soul will get locked away. So the organization called Free the Soul is the one responsible for setting off this Radical 6 thing, so that everybody's soul can be free by dying.
だからお願いだよ話してくれ死なせてくれ僕を殺してくれ誰か僕を
Jesus, this kid's lost it. Hey! Somebody get that scalpel away from him! Good! Thanks, whoever that was. Quark barely even seemed to notice the loss of the scalpel. He continued to scream and writhe like he was possessed. What are we gonna do? We've gotta calm him down somehow.
ルナはいこの部屋に鎮静剤は
ありません。ですが、
なんだ
マンドレインベータなら。
マンドレイン。
例の麻酔薬のことだよバングルに仕込まれてるだったらそれで構わん撃って
なんじゃと
大丈夫だ
So there's Soperol in this place, in the treatment center, as well as Tubocurarin. Okay, and they just leave it lying about like that? I'm pretty sure they had Tubocurarin here, which is probably how Luna died. So she didn't die because of the other injection gun. Not neostigmine, but Tubocurarin.
ただの麻酔薬だよ命に危険はない
しかし
いいから早く撃つんだルナ
はい、わかりました。準備完了です。
よし今だ撃ってはいやめろやめろやめろ
呼吸数、血圧、脈拍、脳波、いずれも正常。現在クオーク君は深い睡眠状態にあります。
Alright, I guess we're good for now.
ええ、
麻酔が効いている時間はどれぐらい持ちそうなんだ
おそらく数時間は目覚めることはないかと。
それにしてもすごいバカ力だったな。
多分ウイルスのせいだと思います。脳内の理性を司る部分が麻痺してしまったため、抑制が効かなくなってあんな怪力を。
なんでわかるんだよ。
それは
もしかしてお前ラジカル6のこと詳しく知ってるんじゃないのか。
そんなわけないじゃないですか。この医務室で発見したあの新聞記事、あそこに書かれていたこと以外は何も知らないですよ。
That the truth?
嘘なんかついてどうするんですか。さっきのは他のウイルスの場合でも同じような症例が報告されているのでそう言っただけです。
ねえだったらさクォークが自殺しようとしたのもラジカル6のせいなの
ええ、おそらくそうだと思います。
Watch Luna be like the person who made Radical 6 or something like that. So what kind of virus is Radical 6?
お前何をしておるんじゃ。
I turn and follow Tenmyoji's gaze. Oh shit! That's new! Oh my god, I hadn't even noticed she wasn't saying shit the whole time. That's not good, because she's an adult. That's a lot harder to hold down. There stood Alice, her hand wrapped tightly around the scalpel. Apparently, she had been the one to take it away from Quark. I thought that line was weird because even though we've seen this before, I don't remember having such a vague line like, thanks, whoever took it. Oh my god. The longer I looked at her, however, the more I wondered if she'd taken it to protect him. or for some other, more sinister reason. She didn't seem stable. In fact, she looked far more like Quark had a moment ago than I was entirely comfortable with. Her eyes were flat and hollow. Her face was an emotionless mask. She was not well. Alice? Hey, are you feeling okay?
みんな死ぬんだ。どうせみんな死ぬのよ。間もなく起こるバイオテロで。
おい、何言ってんだよお前。
You.
わからないの？人類は滅亡するって言ってるのよ。ウイルスがばらまかれて、大人も子供たちもみんな一人残らず死んでしまうの。だったらいっそこの場で。
Wait, so Radical 6 makes you think that not dying is scarier than dying, because not dying seems to imply that we'll have a far more cruel fate. Wait! Alice! We were all too stunned to even try to restrain her. We just stood there as she spun around and leapt through the door. Oh, I think we're gonna get to see that cutscene now of her holding the scalpel. Damn it! I shook myself and took off after her. But those few moments of hesitation had put too much distance and too many doors between us. Shit. Which way did she go? Right? Left? I was still trying to decide when everyone else poured out of the infirmary.
見失ったのか。
Yeah. I don't know which way she went.
とにかく手分けして探そう。遠くへ行ってしまう前に早く。
わかりました。
ただ見つけたとしても大声を上げたりはするなよ。くれぐれも彼女を刺激しないように。分かったな。
Gotcha.
それから念のため天明寺はクオークのことを見ててくれ。アリスの捜索は他の6人で行う。それでいいな。
ああ、わかった。
よし、それでは捜索開始だ。3回。
At Phi's command, we scattered, filtering off into the different doors. As I ran, I thought, where should I look for Alice? Perhaps the lounge would be a good bet. Oh my god, I will bet you 1 BP she went back to the crew quarters. It's gonna be really easy to assume, if we find Alice dead later, it's gonna be really easy to assume that she killed herself. But if we think about the route when we were with Phi in the security office, there was a lot of weird stuff going on with the security tape, like Dio went to visit her body, and then Clover was there, and then Luna was there, and then Kay was there. So there could be some foul play there too. No one here, huh? Damn. Where did she go? Complaining wasn't going to help anything. I needed to go look somewhere else. Crew quarters, Sigma, my man. We can't communicate. Somebody might have found her already, but we don't know because there's no walkie-talkies or anything. Shoot. Nothing in the treatment center either. We need to find her quick, or she's gonna do something bad. If we hadn't stopped Quark... I need to hurry. I headed to the garden next. If we hadn't stopped Quark, then she wouldn't have a scalpel. That's all that means, because we know that she can find other weapons. We still don't know why. The one time we found her dead, or like once or twice, a few times, she had that Myrmidon's knife. And that's not something that anybody here has, right? It's Dio's. So I really think there's still a possibility of foul play. I'd only gone a few steps from the walkway through the grass when I stopped short. Okay, that's the scene. Hallis!
あ、シグマか。よく来てくれたな。助かったよ。
Shit, I just lost a BP for saying crew quarters.
私もついさっきここにやってきたところなんだ。そうしたらご覧の通りアリスが倒れててな。それでこれから医務室に運ぼうかと。
Could you even carry her? Then she's, alive?
ああ、呼吸、脈拍共に正常。目立った外傷もないから。
So she's just unconscious.
そうらしい。
What about the scalpel?
持っていないようだ。途中のどこかで落としたんじゃないか。
Really?
とにかくこいつを医務室へ運ぼう。さあ、手伝ってくれ。
Right. Alice was lighter than I expected, and Fi and I managed to set off toward the infirmary at a brisk trot. Oh my god.
皆さん、よく聞いてください。
I thought everybody was missing again. Jesus.
さっきと同じように、アリスさんの体にスキャンをかけてみました。アダム、生体の自動診断解析装置を使って。
それで結果は？
クオーク君と同じです。アリスさんもラジカル6に感染していることが分かりました。
Can somebody please get the bright idea and think, hey, if Quark and Alice are both infected, should the rest of us please check if we're okay? On our way back, Fi had gone off to retrieve the rest of the participants. 7 sets of eyes widened as Luna spoke.
そんな、どうして？アリスは一体どうなっちゃうの？さっきも言いましたが、治療する方法はたった一つしかありません。ラジカル6に効き目のある抗ウイルス薬。それを投与することです。正確に言うと、イミューンボディなのですが。
イミューンボディ？
ウイルスを駆逐する抗体のことです。それを抽出、生成したものがアクセラビルで。
Where did you learn that? IG Replicator. So we can use it then, right? We can use it to duplicate the Axelavir as soon as Kay stops hiding it. Wait, what about those pods in the treatment center? Can we just stick them in those?
ええ、私もそう思って治療室に行き、ポットのことをいろいろと調べてみました。ですが。
They can't cure it.
はい。一時的に症状の進行を抑えることならできますが、体内のウイルスを殲滅することはできないみたいなんです。やはり抗ウイルス薬アクセラビルがないと。
じゃがひとまず現状を維持することならできるんじゃな。
ええ。
ならば考えるまでもない。アリスとクオークを運ぶんじゃ。治療室へ。
As he spoke, Temyoji moved over to Quark and lifted his small unconscious body off the bed. I think it's kind of weird that Alice's attempt failed. She had the weapon already. How could she have been just in the garden without the scalpel and weak and not killing herself? Quark shifted slightly as Tenmyoji moved him, and something fell out of his pocket with a soft clink. Oh my god. That sounded suspiciously like a jar. I bent down slowly and picked it up. Is this medicine?
薬？何の薬なんだ？
Hold on. There's a name on the label here. Axelavir.
アクセラビル、それですよシグマさん。それこそがまさにラジカル6の抗ウイルス薬です。
でもなんでだ？どうしてクォークのやつがそんなもんを？
もしかしたらあの時に。
Earlier when?
先ほど私と四葉さんとクォーク君はバイオラボというところを探索しました。
You are kidding me. The person who is infected and needs it found it and just put it in his pocket. Oh my god.
赤の扉の先にあった部屋です。そこでクォーク君は何かをポケットの中に。
He hid it?
隠す気があったのかどうかは分かりません。何しろその直後にクォーク君は倒れてしまったので、当然のことながら尋ねることもポケットをまさぐることもできませんでした。それどころではなかったのです。
I have to be a little bit careful here too because I'm starting to attribute malice to K when he doesn't really intend it. I'm like, K must have hit it.
一刻も早くクォーク君をこの医務室に運ばなければと必死で。
そんな経緯などどうでもよいわ。とにかくこうして抗ウイルス薬は見つかったのじゃからな。
Do we have enough for 2 people?
さあルナ、早くその薬をクォークに。
ちょっと待ってよ。アリスはどうなるの？
アリスはクォークの後で構わんじゃろう。
それはすみません。できないと思います。
なぜじゃ？
薬は一人分しかないからです。それに薬を投与するには今ここにあるものだと注射銃を使う以外に方法はありません。ですがその注射銃のトリガーを引けるのは一つの薬の瓶につき1回だけなのです。
Put it in another bottle. Just move half of it in a different bottle.
要するに2回に分けて打つのは不可能ってことか。
はい。
While we all stood stunned, Phi moved. Stepping over to Quark, she quickly ran her hands through his clothes and stepped back with a frown and a small shake of her head.
ダメだ。他には持っていないらしい。
Do you think there might be some more back in the laboratory?
いえ、残念ながら。
そんな。
なんということじゃ。
薬は一人分だけ。
一人しか助けることはできない。
一体どちらに打てばいいのでしょう。
アリスさんかクォーク君か。
What the hell is this? There's no way we're only gonna save one of them!
では、どうすればいいと？
Do I have to spell it out? We're gonna save them both!
どうやって？
That's... I needed to calm down. Think. There had to be some way to save both of them. It was there. I knew it. Ooh, so normally this might be a lock because there's no guarantee that we would have gone to the lab already at this point. But we have. IG is immunoglobulin.
正確に言うとイミューンボディなのですが、ウイルスを駆逐する抗体のことです。
IG Replicator?
レプリケーターは文字通りレプリカを作る機械のことだね。
So it's like a copy machine.
うん。多分頭についてる IB ってやつのね。
Idiot girl. Any ideas?
さあ、なんだろう。イカのバター焼きのことかな。
That's it! I've got it! The IG Replicator in the lab! It's an immunoglobulin replication machine!
抗体の 複製機
If I told you you had a nice antibody. It can copy immunoglobulin, antibodies. Luna just said Axelavir is made from antibodies. That means we can make more Axelavir.
待ってください。
How do you know about the replicator?
確かにバイオラボには IG レプリケーターなる謎の機械が設置されていました。それはあの部屋を探索した時、私と四葉さんで確認しています。
でも結局何の複製機なのかわからなかったんだよね。
そうです。けれどどうしてそのことをシグマさんがご存知なのですか？
The suspicion deepens for Sigma. I saw it. Oh, of all the things you could have said. When I was in the laboratory.
いつ？
Just now when we were looking for Alice.
アリスを探してた時じゃねえか？
Whew. No. Dio was wrong. I hadn't gone to the laboratory when I was looking for Alice. I didn't think I'd ever been to the laboratory. So, how did I know about the IG Replicator?
とにかくシグマさんの話が確かならアクセラビルは複製できるはずです。そうすれば言うまでもなくアリスさんとクオーク君のどちらにも薬を投与することが可能になります。
では確かめに行ってみるとするか。バイオラボとやらに。
おお、そうじゃな。病気が進行する前に早く部下を。
We all nodded. Wait. We can't leave them here all alone. Luna, do you think you could stay behind and look after them?
あ、はい、わかりました。
Do we know how to operate that machine? Alright then, let's go. I guess we do now. You know, like Fi said about the computer. Remember she had that long-winded explanation about how to learn how to use the computer? It's made in such a way that humans know how to use it, you know? When all she really meant was just, oh, I'll figure it out. It's a far walk. I can't help but feel like we should have left more than one person with Luna though, because there's 2 patients. If they both wake up or something, we are so screwed. And Luna's dead, okay?
ここがバイオラボか。
そうです。
それで IG レプリケーターとやらはどこに？
Right here. See?
こいつを使えば抗ウイルス薬アクセラビルのコピーが作れるんだな。
I think so.
ねえ、だったら早く始めようよ。
Calm down, alright? Don't rush me. I carefully lowered the small vial of Axelavir into the slot on the side of the machine. It's actually much smaller than I thought it was. Very small vial. An empty vial already protruded from the other side. To be honest, the problem with the injection gun that they keep bringing up, we don't actually need a replicator for it. We just need to pour half of the bottle into that empty vial over there and that's done. Because they never mention anything like, oh, if we only use half a dose, that's not enough to cure it. All they ever said was, the injection gun can only shoot 1 full bottle. So, presumably, that was where the duplicated Axelavir would go. Ready? When I push this button, it should...
前置きはいらん。いいからさっさと始めるんじゃ。
They put it in the same room as where you find the Axelavir too. What if this messes up the original bottle? Oh my god. If you guys were smart, you would not use both of these bottles. You would keep replicating until we had at least 9, okay? Did it work?
見ろよ。空だった方の小瓶の中に液体が注入されてるぜ。
シグマさんがセットした方の薬は、そのままですね。中身が減っているというわけでもありません。
つまり、成功ってこと？
そうじゃなければ困るわい。
Alright, let's get this thing back to the infirmary. I reached down and pulled both vials from the machine, intending to slip them deftly into my pocket, only to drop both of them. Seriously? Oh shit.
どうしたんじゃ？
Sorry. My hand slipped.
薬の瓶を落としたのね。
Yeah. Just one though.
なんということを！割れたらどうするんじゃ？
Come on. If it had broken, then we could have just made another copy. Before Tenmyoji could reply, Fai spoke.
これは
I was surprised to hear her voice coming from near my feet. I looked down to see her staring intently at something beneath the table.
ほら見たことか。瓶が割れてしまったんじゃな。
What is it?
いや、違う。この通り、薬の瓶は無事だ。
She held it up in one hand, but didn't move her eyes.
じゃあ一体どうしたって言うんだ？
見ればわかる。
She slid back from the table, quickly and silently. The rest of us bent down to look. Okay, so it's somebody with access to the lab, but everybody was looking for Alice just now, so we don't really know who it is. It could be the old lady, or it could be somebody here. Actually, you know what? I have to go back and review Dio's story, because is it not just him who put it here? Because the whole thing about Dio's ending was that Fai was chasing Dio down so that he would give her the code to bomb number 0. Oh shit! Wait, was it 0? Holy crap! I thought there were 3 bombs, but this means if it starts at 0, that means there's 4 bombs. That's wonderful. Alright. Yeah, so if he has the code to bomb number 0, I feel like he's probably responsible for all of them then. A bomb?
おい、マジかよ。これで2つ目じゃねえか。
ケイの言った通りになってしまったな。
やっぱり爆弾は一つだけじゃなかったんだ。
ええ、そのようですね。
It's good that we know where they are at least. We have the code. No, frick. We don't have the code to this one either. Shoot!
K、四つ葉。お前らがここを探索した時に、この爆弾は？
いえ、ありませんでした。
なかったね。
Again, somebody has put these bombs here after the puzzles in the rooms have been cleared, which does make me think that it's somebody among us who's done it because they don't have access to the rooms beforehand. We don't really know where the old lady is here, so I guess I'll just stop thinking about her for now.
するとこいつはアリスを探していた時に仕掛けられたことになるな。
一体誰がこんなもんを？
You! That's why you were like, oh, Sigma probably found out about the IG Replicator while we were looking around for Alice, because I did the same thing. I was also in the lab. We were all out looking for Alice. It could have been any of us.
いや、全員ではないぞ。わしはあの時医務室で待機しておった。そこで麻酔薬を打たれたクオークのことを見ておったんじゃ。
だから自分だけは容疑者から除外しろ。そういうことか。
ええ、クオークもな。
しかし天明寺さん、あなたがずっと医務室にいたという保証はないのではありませんか？
なんじゃと？
もしかしたらこっそりと抜け出してこのバイオラボを訪れたのかも。
バカな！何を言っておるんじゃ。わしがクオークを一人残してこんなところにやってくるわけがなかろう。
Tenmyoji was still staring furiously at Kei when Clover spoke up.
ねえ、なんだろうこれ。
I turned in time to see her grab something from under the table.
メモリーカードのようだな。
That's new.
どこにあったんだ？
爆弾のすぐ下のところ、テーブルの土台と床の隙間に挟まってたんだ。
爆弾を仕掛けた犯人、その人物のものではないでしょうか。
Let's go look at it.
私たちがここを調べた時にそんなものはありませんでしたから。
Do you think they dropped it accidentally?
意図的に残したのでないとするならそうなりますね。
Hey Kay, do you think they dropped it accidentally? Well, if it wasn't an accident, it was intentional.
中にはどんなデータが？
Let's take a look. Could I see it for a minute?
いいけど。
I plucked the card out of her hand and looked around the room. Nothing. Shoot. No dice. We'll need to plug it into something that can read memory cards, but I don't see anything here.
じゃあどうするの？
Does nobody remember the treatment center or the infirmary? Come on. If I knew, I'd be doing it.
アンビデックスゲーム投票の締め切りまで残り10分です。
Well, the silver lining is I don't have to care about Alice trying to kill me.
プレイヤーは速やかに投票を済ませてください。所定の時刻までに投票を行わなかった場合、未投票者の選択は強力に設定されます。
おい、そろそろ上の階に戻らないとまずいんじゃねえのか？
ああ、そうじゃな。2人分の抗ウイルス薬も手に入ったことじゃし。
しかし、この爆弾はどうするのです？
The same thing we did for the number 3 bomb.
そのままにしておくしかねえだろ。アリスは触れたらヤバいって言ってたしな。
ですが、
やむをえん。爆弾をどうするのかについては、ひとまず保留としよう。それよりも今は、アリスとクオークを助ける方が先だ。
Right. So we'll go back to the infirmary, give them the Axelavir, then head to the floor A warehouse.
了解。
これでもう大丈夫なはずです。
Half expected Luna to be dead because Quark and Alice randomly woke up or something.
じきに2人は回復すると思います。
Her voice was quiet as she backed away from Alice and Quark. In her hand was the injection gun. She carefully removed the empty vial and placed it gently in the cabinet with the other one. While we were in the laboratory, Luna had moved Quark to a crude cot. They both looked peaceful as they slept. The madness I'd seen on their faces was completely gone.
本当に大丈夫なんじゃな。
はい、解析の結果、複製によって生み出された薬は間違いなくアクセラビルだと判明しました。
And now we don't have any more vials.
もちろんもう一つのオリジナルの方も本物。それらを2人に投与したので、
間もなくウイルスが駆逐されると。
そのはずです。
よかった。
You know, I'm glad it's not an issue here, but I feel like if this was a real thing, there definitely would be a dispute about which person gets to take the original one, because that machine, it might have worked on the outside, but I would want the person I care about more to take the original one, just because we know that there's a higher chance of that one working.
本当に。
Clover grinned. Agreed. I gave her a reassuring pat on the back.
アンビデックスゲーム投票の締め切りまで残り5分です。
さあ、みんな、安堵の気分に浸っている場合ではなさそうだぞ。早く AB ルームに向かわなければ。
一息ついてる暇もねえっていうのかよ。
Come on, let's go. The floor A warehouse is waiting.